tuning. When you doing something together, you getting what you call it acquainted. You can become adjusted to each other. You become like one body. But when people are not doing together anything, so very difficult to get some connection. That's why kirtan it brings people together, not only on physical level, but also on mental level and spiritual level. We start to, same vibration, and when you're practicing more and more, then you become so subtle, so clean, that you can connect with people's mind. And especially disciple connecting to the mind of teacher. It's called Guru Manobhishta. Manobhishta means you understand the mood of Guru. When you're so much tuned, like radio, speaking BBC. Now I say hello. Now I don't know. Now we don't have these radios. We don't have. Before it was like big antenna. Remember, we just frequency. Yes, frequency has to be tuned, and ultimately human life meant to tune with the frequency of God. Tune with the frequency of God. So today's discussion we can call like that. Tune with the frequency of Krishna. How to tune? Do you know? You shoot your questions.
With love is the only way to tune into any God, I guess.
Okay, let's proceed our journey in very scientific way, not sentimental way. Because you see, everybody in this world wants to be happy, isn't it? Isn't it? An association means Shakti Parinamavada, transformation of energies. When I'm coming to any place, first of all, okay, I have some radar, radar? Radar. I'm just checking now energy level. And sometimes you see in the face of the people just like, they're just so full battery charge, like boom. No need to tell anything. And some people just as if 10,000 elephants died somewhere in Africa. But actually life is very happy if you're connected properly. It's called Atyantika Sukha Pravritti, Atyantika Dukkha Nivritti. And it's nothing to do with Christian, Muslim, Hindu. It's nothing to do. This is Sanatan Dharma. You ask him, how many branches, how many religions are there? Come on, Macedonia, Apodomia, all this. 8 people, they worship some sun, God, everybody worshipping something. Why so many? Why? Because so many different people, 400,000 types of people, 400,000. Even we are sitting here, all of you, all of us, we are not the same, trust me. We look the same, maybe 2 hands, 2 legs, but we are not the same. Some of them different shapes, some of different level of consciousness. And mostly living entity understood by the level of consciousness.
Then why did God only come to India?
No, he didn't come to India. India lucky enough to, why I came to your house only? Why? What hell these people did some problem, some sins or what? Why only sadhu comes, for example, only to your home? Why? Because it happened to be so that out of thousands of houses here, only one called me. Isn't it? So similarly, God never comes just whenever he wants, lottery ticket. Okay, let me go. No, because somebody calling him. Why Nrsimhadev came to Hiranyakashipu? He didn't come, only just because of scheduled visit. No, because it's a small Bhakta Prahlad. He was Jai Sri Hari, Jai Sri Hari. And Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Actually, he comes not just kill the demons. No, that's even Durga can do. No problem. One earthquake, Durga powerful enough to destroy any demons. Nowadays, not even demons, you see. Before there were such a huge demons like Hiranyakashipu, Ravana. They used to control demigods also. Nowadays we have small, tiny mosquito demons, and he will die. Material nature will put some hurricane, or some earthquake or something, or cancer or diabetes, and he will die. So, but Krishna comes to protect his devotees. Why Krishna comes? And it's happened to be that India happened to be Bharatavarsha. In fact, all planet before 5,000 years ago, it was only one kingdom, only one. It's only recently, 5,000 years only, we became Nagharka Naghatka. Russia, Ukraine, Pakistan, India, America. No, before it was one kingdom. Bharatavarsha, Ilavata it was called. This planet was called Ilavata Varsha. It was only one monarch, only one king. And capital happened to be in Hastinapura. Hastinapura means Delhi. It happened to be so, what can be done? And then you can see the history. Then many Kshatriyas, they split it. Then they became Vikings, and they went to the Europe. All the Mlechakings were killed out by Parashuram. He chased them because they became so degraded. 12 Canto Bhagavatam described this, that in future in Kali Yuga will be many degraded kings. Degradation, they will stop to become dharmic. They will become nastic. They will start to put themselves in the center. Not God, but I am God. And then problem starts. And then they started to become independent. They went to Europe, then split it, fighting, all this, so many, Egyptian, and then Roman, and then, England, Vikings, and then Genghis Khan. All the Kshatriyas, fallen, degraded Kshatriyas, they start to fight amongst each other. They split the countries. We are talking about 5,000 years. It's not just 100 years, 200 years. In due course of time, and it's going to become more and more and more. You see? Yeah. Russia, America will not be this big. Trust me, it's going to become small, tukra. And it's predicted that people will go underground like rats. Predicted is there. Because there will be so much crisis and so much war will be in this planet in future. So nuclear war also will be there. Actually, nuclear war already was in the history. We don't know. It was already many times. Nuclear war. Nothing new under the sky.
Nagasaki.
Huh?
Nagasaki.
Yes. Nagasaki, not like this. Nagasaki is just small bomb. It was destruction, world war. Kurukshetra was one of them. During Kurukshetra time, such a weapon was used. This is Shastra called Dhanur Shastra. So many weapons we have no idea, very dangerous weapon, which can produce by the sound. Om Agnyastra Namaha, Om Brahmastra Namaha. And Brahmastra, much more powerful than nuclear bomb. Much more powerful. One Brahmastra can destroy many planets, not only just one planet. Very dangerous weapons are there. So different, Jwaras, Agni Jwara, Narayana Astra, and Shiva Jwara. So nowadays people so degraded, if they can know this science, they will destroy everything. That's why the science not given to them. Okay.
You talked about Lord Parshuram.
Yes.
Some people say that Lord Parshuram killing Kshatriyas 21 Ikiswar, 21 times is really just happened within one clan. Like it didn't happen like all of India, but like just within one clan he killed 21 kings. Like that's what I heard on like Reddit or so whatever. So could you expand upon that?
Well, see, Lord Parashuram, he comes also to establish dharma. You know how this happened, right?
Yeah.
So his father was killed, and he took badla. Yeah. So Kshatriyas became too much puffed up, too much proud. Actually, Kshatriyas, they're supposed to be under Brahmanas. And Brahmanas should be real Brahmanas, not Nakali Brahmanas. Right. Brahmanas, they have to have qualification. Damo, Tapo, Kshaucham, Satyam, Daya, Titiksha, Gyanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam, Brahma Karma, Swabhavajam. So this quality is explained. They have to be tolerant. They have to be not greedy. They have to be pure. They have to have compassion. Titikshava, Karunika. Like that. So many qualities should have. Nowadays Brahmanas not clean. Many people, they're just smoking cigarettes, just doing yagya and doing eating meat even, what you're talking about. You check like X-ray machine. So Brahmanas, they were living little bit. Like Chanakya Pandit, he never took even one penny from the king. Even one penny, one paisa he never took from the Kshatriya. Brahman, he was depending on God, and whatever people give dakshina, he lives. He is not depending on anyone. Brahman, he has to teach. Yagya, Dana, Pratigya, he's teaching. He living by teaching others, giving knowledge. And people, this is also culture, by the way. In Kali Yuga, this culture is not existing anymore. When Brahman comes, he doesn't have money, he doesn't have bank account. Brahman, he's just traveling and he gives knowledge. There is one saying, Gyani, Raja Swadeshi Pujyanti, Gyani Sarvatra Pujyatam. So, king worshipped in his own country, but great person who has knowledge, everybody worshipping him all over the world, everywhere. Why? Because knowledge you cannot buy. So that's why he gives the knowledge, Margdarshan, and he gives Gyanadipena Bhashvataha. He gives the knowledge, because there's knowledge, without knowledge, people like animals. Eating, sleeping, sex, fighting like crazy, like animals. So knowledge means, what is the knowledge? Who knows what is knowledge? What is knowledge? We are not talking about information now. Information, no transformation. Information even ChatGPT can give you.
Right.
Even Google can give you, yes.
Knowing the information, like understanding it, comprehending the information.
Do you have Bhagavad Gita?
Yes.
Open 13th chapter,
Okay.
text number 8 to 12. Let's be particular, literal, not just simply shooting around the bush. When you know the question, you should know the answer. Somebody will ask you, what is this knowledge? Knowledge, I know mathematics. This is not knowledge. This is simply jugglery, intelligence, and informational skills. That's all. There are skills, you see, and there is moral rules and qualities. Some people have so many skills, but they have no any idea. Give him 13th chapter, 13th chapter, text number 8 to 12. You can open on the top of the page. On the top of the page is written there. On the back, yes. Amanitvam adambhitvam ahim sakshantirab.
Chapter 13.
Sir? 13 adhyay. 13.
Chapter 13, slok
8 to 12. 8 to 12 shloka. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 shlokas. Let's read. This is a Sanskrit. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay.
Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa shantir arjavam acharyopasanam saucham स्थैर्यम् आत्मविनिग्रह इन्द्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अनहङ्कार एव च जन्म मृत्युजरा व्याधि दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तिर् अनभिस्वाङ्गः पुत्रदार गृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्वं चित्तत्वं स्तनिस्तोपपत्तिषु मयि चानन्ययोगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तादेशसेवित्वम् अरातिर्जनसंसदि अध्यात्मा ज्ञाननित्यत्वं तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतज्ज्ञानम् इति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानं यद् अतोऽन्यथः
Ajnanam tat atonyatha.
Whatever
I told, this is knowledge. Whatever else is ignorance, Krishna says. What is that? Translation. You read translation. Very careful, listen. So because people sometimes we are talking about different subject matters, we have to make first clear what is knowledge. 2 plus 2 will be 4, right? Everybody agree? 2, 2, 4, 4, 4. Okay, agree. Then we can do mathematics.
Yeah.
If I'm saying 2 and you say, no, I don't believe. I believe it's 5. Then we cannot even talk because we are on the basics. We are not agreeing. So Krishna says, first you understand what is knowledge, then we can speak about knowledge. Because Krishna came and said that Jnana Dipena Bhashvata, I came to give you the torchlight of knowledge. What is knowledge? This is the knowledge. Can you read? What is the translation? Humility.
Pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me.
Unalloyed means unmixed. There is no mixture. No karma kanda, no jnana kanda, no upasana kanda. Just pure bhakti. Right?
Aspiring to live in a solitary place. Detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these are declared to be knowledge. And besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance.
Whatever it may be, including ChatGPT.
Yeah.
If ChatGPT doesn't help you to become pure and determined and humble and not proud, anahankara evacha. Nowadays, modern knowledge is making people more and more proud and puffed up. Don't keep it on the ground. Just keep it on the ground. So like that. That's why we can see, if you really want to get knowledge, then we have to follow certain standard. And Krishna establishing the standard. And this is for everyone. Humility is not just only for Christians or Muslims or Hindu. Humility means humility. This is a gentle quality of living being, of someone who can be called gentleman, right? Detachment, anasaktasya. Anasaktasya means you should be detached. Actually, the essence of Bhagavad Gita means Gita. If you can call Gita, 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 Gita. Gita, Gita, Gita बोलते रहो ना. Gita, 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 Gita. And Krishna says also, Sarva dharman parityaja amekam saranam raja. Because at the end of the life, we have to leave and renounce everything. You have to renounce. No? I don't want. Nobody asking you. You have जीवन तो सुख दुख मेला सबको जाना पड़ेगा अकेला. You have to leave. As fact, as sure as death. So then what? If you didn't practice that detachment, then what's the use? Tadakkim, tadakkim. What is the use of all your information? You see? So that's why Abhyasa yoga yuktina mamichaptum dhananjaya. Hey, my abhyasam kartum nishchitamasti. You have to practice. Practice what? These things you have to practice. You cannot never get these qualities immediately. It takes some practice. So that's why human life means practice. Life is preparation, that's examination. How much you practice. Pujan karo, bhajan karo, mrityu janle hoi. There is one saying. You do whatever you want. Puja, mantra, tantra, yantra. But at the moment of death, everything will be tested. Whatever you did, that's okay, you do. But at the try, but don't cry. At the moment of death, final exam will be there. So what should we do at the moment of death? And that is the scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran, which is between, right? Parikshit Maharaj, Shukadeva Goswami, he was cursed by one boy to die in 7 days. And king says all the great rishis, hey, Sadhu, Maharaj, what should I do? 7 days baki. I have to just die. What is the duty of human being who is about to die? What am I supposed to do? Any one of you, me, anyone. And the Shukadeva Goswami came and said, oh, Lokahitam, you ask a very nice question for the benefit of all world. It has to be recorded on YouTube. Because it's for the benefit of all world. We are discussing with you this point for the benefit of all world. That time they didn't have YouTubes, they didn't have sound systems. 80,000 sages sitting, 80,000. Not even 5,000 stadium, 80,000. No sound system, no amplifiers, no mics. They were listening so attentively. Even mosquito will fly, everybody can hear. You see, when you really need to hear something, you're full of attention. There is no distraction, there is no mobile telephone, it means you're not focused. So that's what, because it's a question of life or death. We have to understand. So those who are very, very intelligent, they start to ask this question from the age of young children age. Kaumara macharit dharma, Kaumara macharit pragya dharman bhagavatameha durlabam manasam janma. Shastra says. Very intelligent people, they are asking this question from very childhood. Like that. What is the purpose of life? Why am I living? What is the aim of life? And then you understand what is my goal of life. The rest you can adjust everything according to that goal. How to get there, rest I can adjust. Doctor, engineer, computer engineer, whatever, some taxi driver, whatever it may be, as long as it's helping me to get there, that's anukulyasya. If something is not helping me to get there, pratikulyasya varjana. Accepting and rejecting according the goal of life, not according I want like, I don't like. Who cares? Maybe something you don't like. But if it's whatever, like child doesn't want to go to school, I don't want. You have to go to school. Father sometimes taking boy or girl to school. Have you had this experience? I don't want to go to school. I had this experience. I didn't want to go. I wanted to watch movie. My father and mother going and I was watching movie. Because I used to pretend to myself, oh, I have headache today, oh, I have headache, oh. And I used to put even sometimes some medicine, put some thermometer, oh, it was big fever. It was showing like I put some, kind of mirchi.
Onion.
I don't want to teach you. But I was, what to do? I was small. I really wanted to watch some very nice movie, some fairy tale we used to have in Soviet Union. Nice for children, movie for children. And it was only on Friday. What can I do? And I really didn't want to go on Friday to school. So I was planning. I'll get this onion, I'll get this, that. So, and And okay, you stay today home, okay? Don't go outside. You're sick. Take tea, take honey. You're sick. Sleep. Yeah, mama. As soon as she left to office, ding, 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 ding. This is cheating. So similarly, we all have material fever. I want fever. www.com. work.com. winewomanwealth.com. Then you have to worry.com. Then you have to weep.com. So much tension. But Krishna says, forget it, don't worry. You come to me. Tadhama paramam mama. Our goal to go back to Godhead. That's all. And whatever helpful to you to get there, you have to accept. And whatever is not helpful for you to get there, you have to reject. Make sense? That's knowledge.
Yeah, but about Lord Parshuram?
Lord Parshuram, he also came to establish dharma because Kshatriyas, they were degraded,
Yeah.
So they need to be like surgical operation. Better to have, there is saying in Bengali, Bimar Guru Teke Khali Balu Bhalu, means better than to keep all Goshala with sick cows, better not to have cows at all. It's better than, so many cows not giving milk, only sick, and you have to treat them. No faida, there is no benefit of keeping sick cows only. That's what this one saying. Better to keep empty Goshala. So similarly, when you have terrorists around, better to have, sometimes you have to exchange, and Brahmanas, they take care of the country. Brahmanas.
Yeah.
They running the country. If there is no proper Kshatriyas, then intelligent Brahmanas, they have to run the country. But usually, they don't want to do this because their business is like, give guidance. Chaturvarnyamaya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. 4 varna, 4 ashramas. So like head, hands, belly and legs. This is the body of society. Head is intellectual class of society. It's natural. Intellectual people. They were born with intellectual capacity. You see, they're very, very intelligent people. I know in our country it was one boy, Garry Kasparov. Have you known his name? Garry Kasparov. Anyone playing chess? He is very, very old man, 50 years old. He was playing chess. He was the number 1 in the world playing chess. And one day, maybe not 50, maybe he was a little bit younger at the time. But one day, one small boy, 13 years old boy challenged him. Amazing. Okay. And it was like big show. I think it's on the internet also, it's available. You can see. This guy is playing, this big guy. And this small boy, his legs even not touching the ground. He's sitting on the chair and his legs not even reaching the ground. And they're playing like chick, chick, chick. And this Garry Kasparov sitting like, world champion. And this boy, and reading comics. Comics. A cartoon. This Garry Kasparov, thinking long time, and this boy, without thinking, he went reading comics. And after some time, this boy started to feel boring, Stood up and started to walk in the hall because so many people also were playing there. So he was going around and checking how everybody playing. And then again, Garry Kasparov, again after a long time. So this guy running again on the stage without thinking practically. Again going around. This Garry Kasparov shocked. What is this? This guy not even thinking because he was so brilliant. He calculated many, many steps ahead already. This small boy. Buddhim yasya balam tasya. It's called Brahmanas, type of people. They have very, very developed intelligence, very high intelligence. So Kshatriyas, their hands, they have to protect Kshatrayate. In 18th chapter Bhagavatam, Krishna explains what are the qualities of Kshatriya. Okay, you would like to read?
Yeah.
Okay, let's read. And we can see when God comes, there is no Kshatriyas here, yeah? There is no Kshatriyas. Remove, they're calling themselves Kshatriyas, they're Shudras. They're dressed as a Kshatriyas, but their qualities like Shudras, they are so degraded, drunkard, useless, That's why, and they are also dishonest, they're exploiting people. So God comes to destroy this kind of category of people because they became degraded Kshatriyas. So sometimes I was small, I told this story. When I was small, I got my blood, sepsis, infection in my blood. And to save me, my mother and father had to drain all my blood. I was small, and they had to give new blood. Just drain. One pipe here, one in, one out. All blood has to be pure, clarified. So similarly, sometimes you have to remove cancer so body can repair itself, So sometimes you have to remove gangrene. When there is gangrene, that eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles, when after 40 years, eagle, he has two choices. It's scientific fact, you can check.
Yeah, I read about that.
You have to go, he has one choice, to die because his beak, become very dull. It's broken already. And his, gloves became also broken. He cannot hunt anymore because eagle, they catch him. But when is broken already and beak also broken, he has two choices. One choice is to die, become Buddha, old, or he can go to mountains very high, and they against the stone, against the mountain, he breaks his beak, completely breaks it, so it's falling out, and it's growing, another one growing, and he breaks his what's called claws against the rock, so new comes. This process takes 150 days. You have to go through some suffering. If you want to reborn yourself, you have to reinstall yourself, renew yourself. It always takes some, sacrifice. So similarly, sometimes society is very, very degraded. So God comes, and then he restarts there. That's what happened in Kurukshetra time. 640 million people were removed from this planet because all of them, they were, not all of them, but most of them, they were rascals, like Duryodhana, like Shakuni, like Dushasan. All these guys, they were a burden for the planet. They were exploiting planet. And the similar situation coming nowadays, trust me. Similar. Why it is happening? You look what people doing. They became completely oblivious to the law of God. They're not following any rules. No God, drink, enjoy, be merry, nightclubs, weapon, war. So it became burden for the planet, for the normal society. And that's why Shastra explains, God, being in the heart of living entities, he organizes wars. So demons destroy the demons. And then restart Satya Yuga starts. It's prediction in Shastra. It's not I am just saying. It's said. That's why Dvapara, it's called Satya, Dvapara, Treta or Kali. 4, Chaturvyuha.
Satya, Treta, Dvapara.
Treta is only this circle, usually Dvapara, Treta. But in this cycle, this particular cycle, 27 Manvantara, Vaivasvata Manu, it's kind of overlap. Dvapara overlap Treta. That's why it became Treta Dvapara. Otherwise it's Satya, Dvapara, Treta or Kali. But in this age, this cycle, and when this cycle happens, Krishna comes. When Dwapara Yuga overlapping Treta Yuga, this is the one only Divya Yuga, only one in all life of Brahma. Sorry, in one day of Brahma. Right? 27th Manvantara, Vaivasvata Manu, you know, Krishna comes only once in a day of Brahma, only once. You know how long Brahma's day? Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, thousands of yugas. You really, if you can calculate, wow, we are not talking about 2000 years of Christianity. We are not talking about, 1500 years of Buddhism. We are talking about millions of years. Shastra speaks about billions of years. Try to understand. This is expand your brain. We are not talking about just few thousand years, some scripture or some messenger. No, we are talking about universal law. And Bhagavad Gita 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita explains this. Time. Yes, and Kshatriyas, first let's read Kshatriya's quality. When Kshatriya is absent, then we have to restart the computer. We have to rebuild everything and purify.
Chapter
18th chapter, yes.
Shlok.
I'll tell you, I'll read for you. Take a little time for you to read. Does it make sense what I'm telling? This is very. Yeah.